let's read Al Jazeera again, just see what's going on with Iran. Breaking. This is all this breaking news are from war on Iran. War on Iran live updates. Let's read the breaking news. 3 breaking news. Iran says it attacked U.S. oil tanker in Arabian Gulf. Second, U.S.-Israel continue to pound Iran as death toll rises above 1,000 people in Iran. 1,000 Iranians. And the last one, European countries send naval assets to Cyprus in wake of drone attack. And now I'm going to read the last hour. Iran says it target U.S. oil tanker amid Israeli attacks on Tehran. And this was written by Fiona Kelleher, Marianne Everett, and Kaolan Magee. March 5th. Today is March 5th, like two weeks since the beginning of the war. And we have a summary. Explosions have been reported across Iran, and Israel says it is carrying out new attacks on Tehran. Second, the United States and Israel continue to bomb Iran, killing at least 1,230 people since Saturday, as Israeli forces also hammer Lebanon. The U.S. Senate has blocked a resolution to curb President Donald Trump's military campaign against Iran, voting 53 to 47 against the procedural motion. Third, Iran's foreign minister Abbas Araghchi has warned of quote-unquote terrorist movements on the country's border with Iraq and called for measures to bolster security there amid reports that the U.S. is in talks with Kurdish forces in a bid to arm them and foment an uprising against Tehran. And the conflict has throttled global oil and gas supplies, with cargo vessels avoiding the vital Strait of Hormuz after the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) announced its closure. And the last one, visit our live track for the latest of casualty figures from across the region. That's very interesting. I'm going to click because every single conflict you always want to know what's happening, who is winning. Live tracker, US, Israeli and Iranian attacks. It's hard to understand. It's been hard to understand, but there's a map here. This map shows a lot of US, Israel attack strikes. A lot of them. Like 30 something. 30. And countries attacked by US, Israel, Iran, and Lebanon. And yeah, that's it. And countries hit by Iranian retaliation strikes. Majority, well, and there's a lot of them too. Oman, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, and Jordan. and Israel too. So it's, the territory is kind of the territory are almost the same, but the whole region is scrambling, and most of them Iran is scrambling. How many people have been killed or injured? Below are the confirmed casualties across the 12 countries that have been subject to attacks as of Thursday at 11:30 GMT. Due to the rapidly evolving situation, all figures may change as more information become available. And live tracker casualties in US, Israeli and Iranian attacks. Lebanon, 77 killed. What I will say is that numbers in, I guess all this is not fresh, but I will say that Iran in Lebanon maybe is winning. I don't understand actually this graphic. I'm going back to the news. Live tracker was not so well done like a platform. It was more like graphics. And there's videos show destruction after US and Israeli strikes on Iran. New videos shows destruction across Iran after US and Israeli airstrikes, including government buildings and residential neighborhoods. And 2 minutes ago, gridlock amid Israel's unprecedented forces evacuation order over Beirut suburbs by Bernard Smith, reporting from Beirut, Lebanon. It's unprecedented that the Israeli army will order this forced evacuation order to the southern suburbs of Beirut, where you can see smoke rising from an airstrike much earlier in the day. The district where we are talking about is the densely packed area, or perhaps upwards of 400,000 people, all being told that they need to move out. There isn't really anywhere for them to go quickly. All this is in Beirut. Yeah, Lebanon people can go anywhere. There isn't really anywhere for them to go quickly. There's gridlock on the roads and people try to move out, but now Israel thinks all of those people are going to leave quickly. It's difficult to understand. Already Beirut is filling with people from further south in Lebanon, where Israel has reiterated a forced evacuation order it issued yesterday for people to move north of the Litani River. That's a very large area, and already an estimated 84,000 have been people displaced. From the south. This is not well redacted. According to the Lebanese government, when you add in all the people expect to move from the southern suburbs of Beirut, is an extraordinary thing to try to imagine. There's a new live update. New live update. UAE air defenses intercepting missile and drone threats. Defense Ministry. I saw some meme on social media saying that UAE is doing very well defending themselves against Iran. Air defense systems in the United Arab Emirates are currently responding to incoming missile and drone threats from Iran, the Ministry of Defense has said. In a brief statement on X, the ministry instructed the public to adhere to safety and security measures. We will bring you more information as we have it. This is very interesting because Al Jazeera is a Qatar media, a media from Qatar. And Qatar was attacked too, but just the United States facilities. And we have a new live update. Look. A new live update. A few seconds ago, Israel claims to kill Hamas commander in Tripoli. The Israeli army says it targeted and killed a Hamas commander, Wassim Atala Ali, in Lebanon's northern city of Tripoli. In a statement on Telegram, the military said Navy troops were responsible for killing Ali and claimed that he trained Hamas fighters. There was no immediate response from Hamas. As we have been reporting, Israel has expanded the scope of its attacks in Lebanon and killed at least 8 people so far today. Residents under evacuation orders in Beirut's southern suburbs were earlier told to flee towards Tripoli. And well, then 7 minutes ago, Azerbaijan shoots airspace near Iran border for 12 hours. Azerbaijan has closed part of its southern airspace near the Iranian border for 12 hours after reporting that Iranian drones had crossed into its territory. The move comes after Azerbaijan said drone from Iran crosses the border and struck areas in the country's autonomous Nakhchivan exclave, damaging infrastructure and injuring civilians. Iran has denied responsibility for the incident, saying it does not attack neighboring countries. New live updates. Another title. 20 minutes ago, UN says 20,000 seafarers, 15,000 passengers stuck in Gulf. Seafarers, like that could be a ship, a ferry, I guess. The UN's International Maritime Organization told the AFP News agency that about 20,000 seafarers and 15,000 cruise ship passengers are stuck in the Gulf. The shipping regulators Secretary General Arsenio Dominguez said the quote, IMO is ready to work with all the stakeholders to help ensure the safety and well-being of the seafarers affected, end quote. Since war erupted on Saturday, the IMO has recorded 7 incidents involving ships in the region that have resulted in 2 deaths and 7 people wounded. Quote, beyond the economic impact of these alarming attacks, it is a humanitarian issue. No attack on innocent seafarers is ever justified, end quote. Dominguez said, quote, I reiterate my call for all shipping companies to exercise maximum caution when operating the affected region, end quote. He added, Iran has in effect shut down the Strait of Hormuz, through which a fifth of the world's crude oil and considerable supplies of liquefied natural gas travel. 23 minutes ago, sirens heard in Ramallah after Israeli military warns of incoming missiles. Now who's writing is Nida Ibrahim, reporting from Ramallah, occupied West Bank. We've heard sirens in the last few minutes as well as loud explosions. Usually when we heard this from Ramallah, it means launches are threatening the central area. That includes Jerusalem and the Dead Sea. Of course, we also talk about the occupied West Bank. People here have no air defense systems, no shelters, and no sense of guidance as to where to go. And there's photographs. People rush out of Beirut's southern suburbs after Israel threats. People waiting traffic after the Israeli military issued forced displacement orders of entire neighborhoods in Beirut's southern suburbs on March 5th. More pictures, yeah. And there's a new live update. A minute ago, the WHO suspends operations at Dubai Emergency Logistics Hub. The Middle East war has forced the WHO to suspend operations at its global emergency logistics hub in Dubai, said Secretary General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. Quote, operations at WHO's logistics hub for global health emergencies in Dubai are currently on hold due to insecurity, end quote. He told a press conference. Last year, the Logistics Dubai hub processed more than 500 emergency orders from 75 countries around the world. Anand Balkli, the WHO's Eastern Mediterranean Region Director, told reporters, quote unquote, humanitarian health supply chains are now being jeopardized, end quote, she warned. Balkley explained that, quote, the hub's operations are temporarily on hold due to security, airspace closures, and restrictions affecting access to the Strait of Hormuz, end quote. The disruption, she said, was, quote unquote, preventing access to $18 million in humanitarian health supplies, while another $8 million in shipments cannot reach the hub. Let's go to the photographs we left. And 38 minutes ago, Israeli military claims to knock out 300 Iranian ballistic missile launchers during war. Israel's military says its air force has hit and disabled more than 300 ballistic missile launchers in Iran since the war began on Saturday. It says it has specifically focused on launchers in western Iran to minimize Iran's ability to fire at Israeli territory. And 43 minutes ago, Iran says 11 hospitals damaged by U.S.-Israeli strikes. Iran's health ministry says 11 hospitals, 7 emergency centers, 9 ambulances, and 4 other medical facilities have been damaged by U.S.-Israeli attacks on Iran. The WHO had early verified, quote unquote, 13 attacks on healthcare in Iran. And well, this is a very nice magazine because despite being attacked by Iran, they are covering up everything. And I guess a lot of people in Qatar, they want the US to go away, I guess. There was an American pilot saying, "Don't shoot me, and I'm American." But people, I don't know where he was. Maybe UAE, maybe Dubai. Yeah, didn't seem so glad to know he was American. Even allies don't like Americans. Well, there's photographs. Funeral held in Lebanon. And well, basically Hezbollah flags over coffins and bodies of people killed this week in Israeli airstrikes on Baalbek in eastern Lebanon. And that's it.